Hello, you are welcome to today's edition of your favorite program, What's Popping? And my name is Victor, the face that runs the place. I want us to take some time to examine the state of the Nigerian media as of today, the Nigerian press. I must say that I'm not too impressed with the way the Nigerian press is running its affairs as of today. There was a time when the Nigerian media actually functioned effectively as the fourth estate of the realm, as it were. I remember with nostalgia in the 90s when I was in university, and we looked forward to publications from magazines like Tell, Newswatch, The News. I remember names like the late Delegiwa, Reekbo, and a couple of other people that we knew in the 90s. Now, the reason why we knew these people and we respected them is because of the kind of journalism that they practiced. These are people who were doing hardcore investigative journalism, and they were publishing things that even an ex-head of state eventually admitted were things that he said he wondered how the media got to know about, which means these guys were digging really deep into some things that were not really in the public glare, so to say, and yet these things were accurate. Let me give you a practical example. This ex-president said sometimes he will meet with his members of his ruling council, they will make some decisions, and before they come out and announce to the public, some of these publication houses will publish these things and say according to a reliable source. And that he often wondered which member of his team will confide in the media, because some of the things were not really things that the media should know about. Now, this kind of thing is only possible when you have a dogged media that goes out of the regular beat to get information. And that is also because the media then was very thorough in what they were doing. But that is not what we have today. Today we have a very lazy media that sits in their offices, sits in their homes, do a Google search, and then whatever junk information they see on the internet, they come out and then they quote reliable sources and they say this is what is happening. And because of that, there's a lot of fake news around town. And today, when you hear that something is in the media or you see a headline from a mainstream television station or a newspaper or a magazine, one of the first things that you're telling yourself is, could this be true? Back in the day, it wasn't like that. We took everything the media posted as sacred, as truth, because we were convinced that they did their investigation well before they came out with their publications. But these days, we have reasons to always doubt everything because 80 to 90% of what comes out of the media these days is a bundle of falsehood. And it didn't really start now. It started maybe in the early part of the millennium, so to say, and it prompted our respected Professor Wole Soyinka to refer to that era as the era of junk journalism. Now, if you thought that the millennial era was the era of junk journalism, then what we have today is how not to do journalism. That's the way I say it. How not to practice journalism. These days, people who are disgruntled in some way will sit in their homes, fabricate some lies, circulate them on WhatsApp groups, and a journalist will pick up all that junk without doing any investigation, without doing any due diligence, and just go ahead and publish. And then say, according to a reliable source. That is nonsense. That is absolute nonsense. And it's got to stop. Sometime in 2014, I said that if the Nigerian media is not careful, the Nigerian media is going to kill itself. Matter of fact, I said the Nigerian media is waiting for the services of an undertaker. And a few weeks back, I heard that the Nigerian media came together and they are asking for some kind of bailout or some kind of palliative from the government. They are hiding under the COVID-19 pandemic to ask for some kind of bailout. But we all know that the reason why they're asking for the bailout is not because of any COVID-19, because the business is in trouble. And you see, when I said this in 2014, I predicted that that is where the media is headed. Because when you continue to churn out falsehood in the name of trying to drive traffic to your online platforms and all that, it's only a matter of time before people come to the conclusion that whatever you are putting in your platform is not true. And nobody will continue to go to a place where you are fed lies. So it's only natural that after some time, people are going to get fed up with coming to your sites. That same traffic that you were driving by peddling lies, you will no longer have it. And then people that are supposed to sponsor your site or place adverts there, we now understand that your site has integrity issues. And before you know it, you lose patronage. And that is exactly what is happening to the media today. The media has lost trust. The public don't trust the media anymore. The media is now on a crisis of mission because they have lost their focus. The media is no longer the fourth estate of the realm. The media no longer acts as a watchdog to government because there's too much lies flying around. And then the problem again is a lot of our media houses do not know how to separate politics from the practice. A lot of them have political affiliations. And so when the candidate that they support in an election does not win, they put themselves at the disposal of that candidate and become the mouthpiece for the opposition, which to me is not an entirely a bad thing to do. But if you want to be the mouthpiece of the opposition and you want to put the government in power on their toes, do it with facts. Do your due diligence. Confirm your stories before you publish. Confirm your stories before you go on air. Don't go on air based on some insinuations or some stupid things that people circulate on social media. This is what is killing the media. The media today is going through a crisis of mission, like I said, and the media needs to rescue itself. No matter how much bailout you get from the government today, it's not going to save you except you bring integrity back. In the 90s, like I said, when you see a headline, you can exactly beat your chest and say, look, this is something that is coming from an impeccable source. And you will believe it. These days, what we see is people publish and then they retract the stories. And some of them even retract the stories without apologizing, which means there's no feeling of remorse that I have misled the public. You do a headline in the morning and by 12 noon, you are pulling it down and you are replacing it with a new headline because you've just found out that you goofed. And you do not have the decency to apologize that what you have published is wrong. We need to change all of these things in Nigerian media. I'm begging you because at the end of the day, this is your business. You are killing it. Except you have something else you want to do with your lives, then you can continue with all this madness. But if you truly want to continue as a media industry that will thrive and survive and stand on its own without asking for peanuts or bailouts here and there, then you need to bring integrity back to the business. Because at the end of the day, what is killing the industry is what I call the brown envelope syndrome. Many media houses have now become the mouthpiece of certain individuals. People bankroll media houses now and make them to carry out their bidding. So it's like a case of he who pays the piper dictates the tune. So there's no integrity anywhere. Media houses now publish what is in line with the thinking of the guy who is sponsoring the media house. Now, how do you expect integrity to be in the media with that kind of practice? So I'm appealing to Nigerian media practitioners to save themselves from this quagmire that they put themselves in. Because you did it yourself. It has taken a long time for you to get to this point. But I think you can retrace your steps and still make the media a very impeccable source of news for the Nigerian populace and the world at large. Because it is the way we tell our stories that the world will look at us. If we are peddling falsehood in the name of trying to make either government look bad or look a certain part of the society look bad, At the end of the day, it's going to come back to haunt us. Because if, for example, you pick on a particular ethnicity and you say you want to demonize that ethnicity, you might succeed in demonizing them. But a non-Nigerian who sees all of those things you write sees Nigeria in that ethnicity. So in your bid to demarket an ethnicity, you are demarketing Nigeria as an entity. In your bid to demarket a particular political party, you are demarketing Nigeria. In your bid to demarket a particular political personality, you are demarketing Nigeria. Especially when such demarketing is based on lies. Especially when it is based on brazen falsehood. I do not have a problem when you publish the truth, no matter how negative it is. I do not have a problem with that. The truth is the truth. But even sometimes in some countries, if the truth is going to hurt the psyche of the public, if the truth is going to give the country some kind of terrible image, sometimes the media will suppress such truth just to put the country in a good stead in the Committee of Nations. But is that what is happening in Nigerian media? You see some publications and you ask yourself, what is the motivation behind it? What happened to patriotism? Do we have to publish everything we see? Don't we see that some of the things that we publish makes the outside world see Nigeria as an unserious country? Will the United States publish such things about their country? Will the Great Britain publish such things about their country? These are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. There are some things that do not have to make it to the press for the sake of patriotism, for the sake of painting Nigeria in good light. But do we do that? It is not everything that is newsworthy. It is not everything that is scoop. There are some things that are better not said if we truly want to move this country forward, if we truly want to promote integrity in our media, if we truly want to act as the fourth estate of the realm. I'm going to leave us with this thought. At every point in time, if you're a media practitioner and you want to put something out there, ask yourself this fundamental question. How will this thing leave Nigeria? Will it leave Nigeria a better place or will it make it worse? If your answer is that whatever you're putting out there will make Nigeria a better place, go ahead and do it. But if it is going to undermine Nigeria in any way, please do not put it out there. Until I come your way again, my name remains Big Tony, the face that runs the place. And this is your favorite program, What's Popping. Now, if you have not already subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to go and hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell button so that every time I upload a video on this channel, you will receive a notification and then you will come and see it.